Hey Rangers, today we're going to be looking at Dragon Ball Z, the movie collection number 4, and I have to admit, Bojack Unbound was possibly the best one for me on this one. At the moment, it seems to be the second one of each film. It seems to be a lot better than the first. Let's have a look at the general information. The basic plots of them are very simple. In Super Android 13, we have that Dr. Gero has created more androids to defeat Goku, and then in Bojack Unbound, we have like the kind of galaxy evildoers that have decided to come and crash a kid's birthday party and take out the Z Fighters. So there's no special features in this one, which I kind of really hated because I thought they would put more. There's just trailers and the ability to swap out the audio for the Japanese one if you wanted to. But I was kind of gutted that there wasn't any special features. So let's start with Super Android 13. This film wasn't that bad. So I know a lot of people are going to be asking, what about the quality? Now, in this one, there wasn't that many black dots. There was a little bit of grain at times, and obviously the white kind of marks from it. It looks like it's been transferred from film to actually to DVD or to digital. But either way, it wasn't that bad. I didn't really notice that much. And it was very kind of old school Dragon Ball Z type animation, which I kind of really miss now that we've got Super, but I generally enjoy the kind of old school like Dragon Ball Z style animation. So let's look at the story. Super Android 13 is all about new androids that have been created by Dr. Gero's computer, who thinks like Dr. Gero. After the death of Dr. Gero, I've said his name quite a lot, from 17 and 18, the androids have been awoken and they are going to find Goku, where Goku is off shopping and Trunks, Master Roshi, and Oolong and Krillin, don't forget Krillin, are all waiting for a beauty pageant. And you kind of think that there's no one there, so they would kind of like go, oh, we got the wrong day, which they do kind of say. They say they got the wrong time and wrong date when Goku is eating a meal with all the others, because previously when they went shopping, Chi-Chi is just a mad woman, you know, and it's quite funny because they make the line of like, this is how she de-stresses. It's just like, well, Goku, you put a lot of kind of strain on that woman. With this then, the androids come along and they actually find Goku, they destroy the area and they try and kill people, but this is when the Z Fighters have picked up everyone and kind of moved them away so that they're safer. There's a little bit of fighting in the actual city. This is when Goku then leads the androids off into the kind of Arctic, and then they fight there because there's no one about, so they can literally let loose, and there isn't that much from it. Now, I keep thinking of Team 4 Star's version of this all the time, because it's kind of weird now that they've parodied most of it. It's like, oh, okay. So then we have, like, say, Vegeta joining the crew, then they all decide to take out the other androids and leave them for part. This is when previously we've had Android 13 come along, and I just keep thinking, hey, it's my trucker hat. Yes, you boys over there, you gonna get it, because I could let bygones be bygones, but I don't like it when that happens, so I'm gonna kind of ask you guys if you could die. That would be really mighty fine for Dr. Gero. That's how I kind of think that his voice would go if I could do it myself. Oh, yeah. At this point, this is when he kind of absorbs them, goes into like a super Broly version. I kind of always thought that that was like Broly if he'd gone into another mode. I think someone tried to convince me that when I was younger, when I didn't know about Broly. Or someone's like, oh my god, that's the new Super Saiyan. So with that, obviously Goku and all the rest defeat him. Goku creates a spirit bomb, absorbs the spirit bomb, and then just kind of lays waste to Android 13. And it's generally really interesting to see how that was, because you think that if it was in the canon series, that Dr. Gero would have actually created more androids. Again, yeah. So with Bojack Unbound, this one I did kind of like. I found it a lot longer and it kind of a steady one, rather than it being really quick and over with. Bojack Unbound was all about how there's a martial arts tournament, how all the Z Fighters are participating, and Chi-Chi, I've got to admit, Chi-Chi's like, yeah, you can enter it, Gohan. It's like, holy crap, Chi-Chi, I didn't know you were like that. Oh my god, you must really like it. And her going against Bulma, like, my kid's better than yours, I actually generally like that touch. So the match is kind of really nice. When it looks like Tien versus Trunks, it generally felt like they were having fun. It wasn't a, I'm going to kill you. It was a, we're friends and we're just having some nice sparring matches. And one I generally did like, and this one felt, it was leading up to it. It was working its way there. And it wasn't just, oh, here's a quick tournament, boom, there's the bad guys. So when you see like Trunks or like Krillin versus female person in Bojack Unbound, I can't remember her name. I think they don't even say it once. But it generally, for like the fights were quite over. And then when it came to them actually fighting. It was really nice seeing Yamcha in there, and he wasn't just a, hey guys, I'm out of this. It was literally, boom, he's in it for a little bit, but at least he tries to fight. So when like the Z fighters get defeated by Bojack's like minions, his like goons, his followers, minions, whatever you want to call them, his crew, let's call them his crew. When they were fighting against, like, Gohan would lose a little bit. When Trunks then would come back in fighting, and even Vegeta joining as well. It felt like it was a progression, because previously Vegeta was bummed that Goku's dead, so there's no one to train with or anything like that. I generally like this progression that he was there. He went for Trunks. He was there to help Trunks, not as in like go for him to attack him. But when it was like, oh, I'm giving you your sword, you know, Trunks is like, thanks, Dad. You know, these things felt like a proper, genuine, good film. And at the very end, when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2 and just takes out all the men really, really quickly, that one I did actually like, because it just felt like he's had enough. It's like, bam, bam. But you kind of think, why didn't you go Super Saiyan 2 to begin with, Gohan? God, you could have gone Super Saiyan 2 straight away. I really also like that Gohan punched straight through Bojack and then finished him off with a Kamehameha, because in theory, like, Gohan's always been this pacifist. He's never been aggressive in fighting, but it was just generally really nice to see that he actually took out Bojack really easily at the very end when he was Super Saiyan 2. Writing for this was okay. The writing I felt was justified. Again, with Bojack Unbound, it felt more natural. One thing that it didn't feel rushed. It felt like it was meant to be quite easy. And this I generally did like. The writing for Super Android 13, I didn't really like that much. I just generally thought it was very quick. There wasn't really much to it. And it just felt like it was straight away, here's the fighting, get that over and done with, and then kind of do it. And what I did like is when Piccolo goes, when's it over? And Vegeta's like, when the fist jumps. There you go. When I first saw that originally, I did laugh, because it was just something that I wasn't expecting, because you think that Piccolo or Vegeta would have flown home and be like, all done, everything's fine. So the writing for Super Android 13, but when it came to Bojack Unbound, I really did like it, because as I said, it just felt more natural. What made it interesting for me was the way that the characters were. You kind of see it in, like, say, Bojack Unbound, where you saw Chi-Chi, she wasn't just being the, oh, you've got to study all the time, you can have time off. You know, it's the fact where Gohan was really enjoying himself, and that's what kind of really made this for me. In Super Android 13, it's when Goku and all that are shopping, and they're in the city, and they're fighting. There were some comedy elements. There were some things I just didn't like. I think with the introduction to Hercule or Mr. Satan, he generally annoys me, and I think it's always been that case, because he's like, oh my god, I did the whole thing. Sounds like Android 13 to me. He's like, yeah, you know, Gohan, oh, my stomach, oh my stomach hurts, I can't possibly fight. Yeah, I'm the champ. That really hurts the voice. And that's one thing I didn't like, because it feels like, even though he's the champion, it's always he has to run away. He always wants the spotlight. And over time, you kind of like phase it out. But when you go back and watch this now, you kind of think, you're so glad that he's not really in it that much. I'm so glad that when I watch Super, he is not mainly the main focus. But I think that's one thing that did kind of ruin it a bit too much. I did like some of the colour schemes that they did. Like, it wasn't just the normal colour. You also saw some inverted colours, as well as the way that Gohan was like when he went Super Saiyan 2. And just some of the whole things for Bojack Unbound was actually generally quite nice. So in case I didn't say it before, Super Android 13 is 46 minutes, where Bojack Unbound is 50 minutes. And my final thoughts on it is I would definitely get this, just for maybe Bojack Unbound, because I think it's one of those films that doesn't get much light. You know, it isn't one that's mainly focused on. We've always seen androids, we know of androids, so it's kind of like a, fair enough, I'm done with this. But when you see in Bojack Unbound, like, you get a different storyline. It's nicely paced, it's not too quick. It kind of ends slightly quickly as soon as, like, Bojack's been defeated, but I'm guessing there's not really much you can do to wrap it up. So I would definitely get this one just for maybe Bojack Unbound. And if you're collecting this to go through them all, then yeah, again, I would recommend this. So Rangers, what did you think about Super Android 13 as well as Bojack Unbound? Would you get it, yes or no? Let me know down below in the comments, and what was your favourite moments? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, like, favourite, comment and subscribe. Check out all the other videos on the channel. If you want to help the channel out on Patreon, link is in the description down below as well as on the screen. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.